The Dow closes up today 22.5 points. The S&P's closes up 0.5 point, and the Nasdaq closes down 1.5 points today. First chart here is a chart of the S&P 500 futures. This is intraday, and this is literally all that happened all day. If we look at the open over here, this is the open of trading, and we didn't really do anything all day. But the good news about that is, after such a giant up move yesterday, the fact that we didn't, try to sell off or even move up from here is still a healthy sign that we kind of made this top up here hold. We didn't sell or anything, and we didn't do anything actually. We had a little bit of a tiny rally into the close, but that's not really even noteworthy. But so it did end up being an up day for the S&Ps. So let's look at the daily chart on that. That seems to be more indicative of what we can look for in the future. Yesterday we busted through that resistance level like it wasn't even there, which you could have seen coming kind of. If you look back here at how we didn't really have any resistance or support, on the way down as we were crashing. Now that we're coming up, since we didn't have it back here, why would we have it again, even though it was strong? You just had to keep it in mind that it could have happened. I don't think anyone would have thought that we would have bounced like that yesterday. But either way, today we didn't sell off. We're now comfortably above that 200-day moving average. We're not overbought yet, even though this move has been fantastic. No overbought levels yet. So that's a daily chart of the ES. We'll see what happens from here on out, but all things look skyward. We're not that far away from making new highs. If you think about it, I guess we are kind of far, but not really in retrospect to see how far we've come. But that's the ES. Let's move over to the Nasdaq. And now this is the clear winner of all these indices. We are about to make new highs. We already erased all the losses from the sell-off, and we're very close to making new highs on the Nasdaq here. If you look back, we have kind of a double, triple top formation back here, and we're about to make it a quadruple top, which I would say almost always fails. So even though the thing about it is you keep testing this level and keep testing this level, there's only a matter of time when you bust through it. We may not just go through it, first thing on Monday morning, but we probably, could see us get through it, within the near future here. This is still bullish in every manner. We're not overbought in any manner. So Nasdaq looks healthy and strong. That's the Nasdaq. Now look at the Russell here. This is the difference. The Russell now, on its way down, hit a big low, but then we hit another very fresh new low down here, and now we've been coming up off of that, and we are not above this level back here, which was supposed to be resistance on the way up. We are barely above that 200-day moving average thanks to yesterday, but and today was a down day for the Russell, but it still looks healthy. We're not overbought. Stochastics kind of point that out, but I find if you trade stochastics solely based off of overbought, oversold levels, you will lose money. So stochastics are more of a momentum thing. How strong is a trend? So that's the way I trade it, at least. So we're looking at a Russell here that's got a long way to go to be where everyone else is. But we are still up off our lows pretty healthy on the Russell. So that's that. Let's move over to the oil now. Oil intraday chart here on Renko. If we look at, this is the open right here. Right at the S1 is where we opened. And then we kind of came down to this VWAP level. A pretty boring day today in oil, but we did bounce back up and bust through this S1 and then test the pivot point up here. Bounce back down, came to S1 and the VWAP, where they both kind of helped for support right here. And then we bounced back up to the pivot point, and then kind of bounced this level. Had a little bit of volatility here on around S1 and the second line of the VWAP up here for oil. Pretty boring day overall for oil, but it's definitely a tradable day. One of the few tradable days, few tradable instruments on a day like today. So that's yesterday, but this is today's action on the oil contracts. Now let's look at natural gas. I had mentioned that I wanted to go long on this one, and I wouldn't say that I missed out because when you draw a picture in your mind of what you think the market's going to look like, you don't draw it like this. You think it's going to slowly break out of that channel, not do it in 2 days. But what I was looking for was a long to come in when we broke out of the channel and we're healthy above the channel. And then I would go long and look for a profit target around 4 even. But I can't go long at this point, and I was certainly not going to go long yesterday because it did fail when it tried to hit this congestion. It did fail to the downside. I wouldn't have seen a big up move like that today in my own predictions of things. So that happened, and hopefully we'll have to see where the trend comes from here. If the trend changes and now we're going to start going up, then yeah, I'll take some long positions on, but we have to just sit this one out and wait. I do want to show, let's just show a minutely, let's go to the 5-minute chart of the natural gas today. And you can see pretty much off the open we had that big climb. We weren't that, this is the open right here, 8 o'clock. We did have just a sideways market until the open, and we spiked. And pretty much kind of floated around from there. And natural gas does that all the time. It'll just spike once and kind of float around. And we had another spike here, but that's natural gas, and that's the market as I saw it today. Please check out our website so you can find more in-depth analysis and trading ideas there. And that's all for today. Thanks, and happy trading.